Oh, it shot me to the bottom. Hey everyone. We decided to do a Caboria hunt, and so I flew out into the bay from Nahar City, where I'm expecting to. I see the red little dots. I'm pretty sure those are Caboria, and so we're going to do a little bit of a Caboria hunt. We're going to work on that codex. Oh, I gotta cancel one to track it. There we go. And so we're going to put some armor on. I think these are a little higher maturity. It won't let me target them until I get the armor on because I gotta add a weapon. Provider. Let's see how fast we kill these. We might need to downgrade the weapon. No, I don't think so. We're just going to come out here. We're going to try and rip up a little bit of this codex. I'd like to get it up to rank 15. Plus, I'd like to kind of get a small sample of what these guys loot. Looks like we're getting some muscle oil, some animal hide, and some normal stuff, which is good. We can use both of those. I don't actually think I need the armor with using this weapon. And if we start getting hurt on, we'll put it back on. But other than that, I mean, they're not really even getting to me. Well, this alpha might. Well, this will kind of be the test for us. No, it dies too fast. We'll have that healed up by the time we get to another hard one, I think. And so that's pretty awesome for us. It's always nice when your defensive skills are enough to get you by and you don't need to use the armor. At that point, it's just an added cost. Unless you're just trying to have a high cost per mob because you're really global chasing or something to that effect. Which isn't something I typically try to do. I try to more go for an eco hunt. So I think we're kind of hoping for some hides at some point. I'm sure they're used in the furniture for Toulan. Toulan had a whole bunch of furniture blueprints. Uh, so that's kind of our goal on this hunt is to get some codex, maybe get a little bit of hides, or get a sample of what the loot kind of looks like on the mid maturity ones. We're getting olds to alphas, it looks like. Well, that was a nice little loot, but it seems to be mostly the generic stuff. But again, we're trying to get some muscle oil to do a simple one conductor run for Nadira's Apprentice, which is a 1,000 click run of that simple one conductor, which is going to take 20,000 muscle oil. And so we've been collecting that since we've been on the planet, and I'm hoping to be able to do that before we depart. We're going to stay a little longer than I first anticipated, I think, um, as I wrap up a few of these collect and do big runs of blueprints on this planet just to see what maybe we can kind of generate. Because I think even blueprints not from this planet will generate planet-specific blueprints. I haven't had it happen personally. That's just my theory. Is that because we're on the planet, it opens up a specific set of blueprints that we have the option to pop. And that's why I did that basic butt joint. And you saw that we popped a couple of blueprints we didn't have on that last 1,000 click run of that basic butt joint. It'd be nice to be able to do that again. I'm not sure we're going to be able to collect enough wood to make that happen, because that takes a significant amount. It's 180 ped in the level 1 boards, which is 18,000. So that takes a hot minute to put together, we'll say. Unless you're using like the level 3 or level 4 harvesters, in which is ripping out like 30 boards. Oh, there's some hide finally. So the hide is kind of what we were kind of hoping to get a little bit of today. You see it has good markup, and that's because it's used in one of the carpets, or I think it's one of the carpets. I don't really remember which one though. Oh, and that was the 30 for the daily. That'll give us, oh, there's some Caboria shell that's used to make something. They said it show what it's refined into on this planet, which is super nice. Oh no, this one is just used in blueprints. Well, let's see if I can open up that Toulan furniture blueprint book while we're doing a little bit of killing. And I'll try and remember which one it was. I think it's this pale blue. Oh, I accidentally hit the my Healy kit. No wonder I'm not killing him. Yep, Caboria leather, which is gonna use those hides. That's where I'd seen it. As you see, that it's not, they're not super densely packed, um, which makes the work in the codex a little slow at this spot. It's, I'm not sure which spot I like better at this point, whether it's the one right outside Guardian Village there or this one up top. Supposedly there's stalkers and stuff up here, and maybe we'll go check them out because I'm killing these guys kind of quickly. I bet we could just teleport there real fast. Let's check it out. We want to go. I probably should have put that armor on before I started teleporting, but there's stalkers and prowlers in that big lake supposedly. I haven't hunted it much, but I've been told that's where they are, and so we're gonna jump in here and see if we can't find some. Well, that's an alpha. That's a prowler. What's this one? That's an alpha. All right. Now we're talking. We should be able to progress this a little faster now, I think. And we're hoping with the higher maturities we'll get maybe more hide looting events and whatnot. But since the codex is cost based, um, it makes it uh, kind of an advantage to do the higher ones if they're as densely packed as they were in that other section where they weren't quite as high maturity. We still haven't had to put on the armor. This little pistol kind of puts them down pretty quick. Let's see how much we're getting per kill here. I haven't really been paying attention. About 0.9%. So we're talking less than 100 kills, or 100-ish kills. 110 probably. Oh, there's a prowler. Let's see what this one gives us. Oh, there's a little bit of hide. So yeah, even the higher level ones don't hit extremely hard. I mean, that was only 16 points. And so for progressing the codex on Toulan, this is probably the spot to be. I wish it was a little more densely packed, but we're definitely getting more hide here than we were in that other spot. And that's kind of probably the primary thing they're going to drop that has high markup and is relatively common. Ooh, there's a stalker. This ought to be fun. I don't know what the rotten Caboria clams are for. Let's see what they say. Do they have markup? Small markup. Not bad. Oh, they're used to make Caboria cord, which is used in some crafting recipes. Yeah, I definitely think we're cruising a little faster on the codex now. Oh, we better swim towards him. He's stuck on the edge. If you don't, sometimes he'll go unreachable. On the littler ones, I kill him fast enough, it doesn't matter. There was a chance he was going to get hemmed up and go unreachable before I was able to kill him. And so that's why I went up a little bit so that he had a better angle and he wouldn't be caught on that rock anymore. It's kind of weird. Tolan has all of this water area, and it only has two water mobs. So I kind of hope that they add another underwater mob at some point. I mean, I think I don't know how many, let's see how many mobs. I don't have the Wahesh, and so it looks like there's 16 mobs that I personally, or 15 mobs I have plus the Wahesh because those are out of my kill range. I try not to even attempt to tackle them on this planet. I don't know what you would add though. Like they have clams and a giant sea dragon basically. Well, that was a nice hit. I think this is going to give us enough of that muscle oil to do that simple one conductor run I was talking about. I'd gathered up 75% of it already, but we seem to be getting a lot of that in this little lake with the higher maturity Caborias here. Another perk besides ripping through the codex kind of fast. We definitely seem to be getting more oils and stuff than shrapnel. On the smaller maturities, we seem to be getting more shrapnel, which is good if you're just trying to cycle longer, I suppose. But I would like the higher variety of stuff. It gives me more options to craft stuff, more options to do other things. And these are kind of nice because you don't need armor. I mean, I'm able to take on the prowlers and the stalkers, and I haven't had to even heal a single time yet. Um, and so I have a reasonable evade skill, though. I think it's Evader 29 at this point. And so you might need armor for these higher maturities at first if you decide to hunt them. Uh, if your evade skill's lower like that, I would maybe recommend staying in the lower zone. You don't want to have to stop and heal all the time, and you don't want to just having your armor getting crushed again and again. It's kind of weird the sounds these Caborias make. I'm assuming that's what the little squeal is in the water. Or maybe that's just the natural sound of Toulan water. I've never noticed it when there's not mobs around, though. So it's not a thick dispersion, but it's not a tiny amount um, as far as the density goes here. I kind of like this area. This might be where I finish up my codex. I mean, we've got almost a pet in Caboria hide. We'll for sure be able to craft something with that. Especially because the other side of that, I think, was Dahar. And I'm really certain I have some Dahar skin or Dahar hide still left in the storage. What are our options going to be here? Since we have a little bit of a swim. I think we're going to keep pushing up perception for a little bit. Oh, some orange paint. That's always nice. That typically has high markup. Let's see if that still holds true. Oh yeah, no, that's still... Alright, let's get a little more perception from that. What's that pump us up to? 4690? That's respectable. Alright, there's no mobs around, and it seems that the screeching has stopped, so they made the clams have this annoying squeal, it sounds like. That's right, we got our codex up. We're going to work into this next one a little bit. We're going to go north. There are more stalkers and stuff up north, I think. Although it's hard to pass a red dot up. The red dot gets it. And so there's a lot of relatively low level mobs on this planet to work your codex up, which is great for getting that attribute challenge boosted up. I'm pretty excited about getting that one, that rank 89 one, kind of worked through, because I'll get some stamina at the end of that one. And I always get triple excited when stamina is an option. Everyone wants a little more stamina, I feel. Maybe I should put my speed armor on so I swim a little faster. I might be doing that after this one. I don't really need the armor part, but the ability to swim 5% faster or something might be beneficial down here. Although I threatened that and then they give me a relatively good grouping. So we'll see how that works. We're going to do it anyway. And this armor is just the, I think it was the gold package I bought. Starter armor, gold package. Um, just literally for the speed boost. It's literally one of the only reasons I bought the starter package. There's other stuff that came in handy with it. Alright, how much muscle oil are we at? 500? Nice. So we still have a little ways to go before we'll be able to do that big crafting run that I keep getting excited about every time I talk about it, but realize it's still a little ways off. Alright, let's head back north a little bit. See where we're at on the map. Oh yeah, let's head north. We're sure to find some more higher level ones. Higher maturity. I guess it's the same thing. As the maturity increases, they get a bigger threat rating. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, some prowlers. They still give us about 1% per kill. They're not that difficult to kill. Oh, they spawned one right behind me. Well, we'll swing around and kill it real fast, and then we'll continue to head north a little bit. Try to find some more stalkers. Prowlers. Well, now I wonder where they all went. Oh, there's one. That was quite the swim to find a new one, though. That seemed like kind of a dead zone. So that middle area looked like a little band where there weren't any. And then we're back up, so it almost seemed like this lake is banded into two distinct like groupings almost. So I'm curious if the maturities are going to be the same still. And they so far appear to kind of be. It seems just to be alphas and not very many stalkers and prowlers. I say that and there's one right there. But it seems to be kind of a similar distribution. So one area doesn't appear to be that much better than the other, is basically what I'm trying to kind of say there, I suppose. Let's see what sort of skill boost we got. 14% for 16 minutes. Well, it's not a high percent boost, but it is for a relatively long amount of time. So that's kind of nice. It's always nice to get extra skills you wouldn't have otherwise gotten. That's why all these dailies are kind of nice. Like you're doing a codex for skills, you're also getting a daily skill. It's literally a bonus skill for doing that specific codex if you want. So the ability to double, triple, and quadruple dip on this planet is on a different level. Well, I hear him squealing, but I don't see him. Now I don't hear him. Where's he at? Oh, all right. We'll hit that one, I guess. I wasn't able to see where that one on my left was. Oh, this looks like a big chasm where we get to drop down. And we are cruising through this. I don't know if we're gonna push and get the full codex rank. I guess it just kind of depends on how fast it happens. I would like to at least get to that halfway mark though. Um, Somewhere between halfway and getting it all. But I'd like to get to where the next time we do it, it's at least within a pushable zone. Oh, what just happened? Oh, someone just killed a Bari old for 2,400 ped. Congratulations to them. And sad for me, because I was talking about how I should go do that Bari daily this morning before I do this Caboria hunt. And it looks like hindsight is 2020, and I should have, since I would have had a shot at that. But I chose not to, and I chose to come out and do this work on this codex instead. And they got a mega epic hit there. Oh, that's the Monterey event, I think. I think I want to go back to the north. I, it seems to kind of wanting to circle me around a little bit, and I see I'm finally starting to get down a little bit in life. But I argue still nothing to worry about, as we're getting close to that halfway through that codex that I was hoping to at least keep. We might push for to get to 75% just because of the how many prowlers and high level of maturity we're getting to where we're kind of jumping through it a little bit. Now, obviously, if they're packed a little tighter, be a little better. But this is probably as good as it gets on Toulan. Unless you go to uh, what is it? DSEC 9. It's off of Monria, but it's considered part of Toulan. They did that for development reasons. But anyway, there's Caboria codex, like robots, I guess, on that new area that they've put in over there. And so that's probably the fastest way to work this up. But if you're on Toulan, this is probably the best way. Like actually on Toulan, not on the Toulan section off of Monria. But it seems our little hides run there has dried up a little bit. I think yeah, we still only have 18. So these are pretty rare still. It would have been nice to get a few more, especially since we're hitting these stalkers and whatnot. It'd be nice to get enough to make a carpet or two before we leave. All right, I think we're gonna kind of push for around 70-ish%, and that's where we're gonna call it for this particular hunt today, I think. I'm hoping that we get a little mini hit at some point and maybe get some more hides or something that we can use to craft something neat while we're here. Before we go check out another planet and see what skills it can help me boost up. And so we're probably in the last 10 to 15 kills, 12-ish. We'll rip through a few more, get into that 70-75% zone. If nothing magical happens, well, we're really close to codexing. Although that close, it's hard to not just kill the next 25 to get the codex rank, if I'm just being honest. Especially because we have 6 minutes left on that skill boost. But we were able to rip through an entire codex rank kind of quickly, especially once we moved into the lake. This lake today, from Nahar City over there. It really kind of sped up how fast we were churning through the codex because the hit points aren't that different. Um, I mean, it is because it was like 3 shots. And this is like 6 to 8, maybe 10. But just like the percent gain time wise to that is not really comparable in my mind. And this one will bump us up over that 70% mark, and we're starting to get a little worn down on our life because I've been using the armor that just gives me a little bonus. This armor is almost no protection factor. 2, I think. What we got here? We got a prowler. Well, I'm going to take the prowler down. I think maybe we'll leave the old alpha. Prowlers are still 1%. And I think we're going to call this good here today. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.